This is a big question, and we spent a good amount of time learning how the real world does it, and came to the conclusion that the ways that the real world does this stuff right now are not suitable for crypto. And the main reason for that is the real world, you buy something like a Mercato delivery order or something, a gold token, gold delivery note, something like that. The problem is that those things were bought and sold and created in an environment where you couldn't just run your winnings from a fraud out through Zcash or a mixer and then exit into the night. So because it's so much easier for people to actually steal the money, they can get it out of the banking system and evacuate it without any real risk. The old fraud protection mechanisms are not going to stand up, and we've got AI, and it just becomes a much harder question to figure out what is real and what is true when seeing is no longer believing. So we had a good long think about this and came to the conclusion that what you needed was new fundamental economic theory, right? New structure, a new class of financial instruments. So what Mattereum created were these financial instruments which are basically warranties on data. You're buying a gold bar, but you're also buying a warranty on the fact that the gold bar exists, that it's actually gold, that it's not conflict gold, that it belongs to the person who sells it. And by breaking down all of the risks into warranties on information, it becomes possible to work across all of the things that could go wrong in a deal using the same reusable mechanisms, legal paperwork, dispute resolution mechanisms, escrow contracts, all the rest of this stuff. It basically creates a standardized Lego brick for constructing real-world asset deals. And that Lego brick can become increasingly complex and sophisticated and high-valued as it goes. And then every single one of those warranties has to be backed by recoverable assets. So when the arbitrators come along and say, right, okay, you have to give us some money now because of this arbitration contract, when that happens, it's worthless unless there are recoverable assets. So what you wind up with is this little kind of unit, which is like, here are some facts, here's an agreed dispute resolution mechanism, here is a proof of recoverable assets, and that little unit becomes the sort of atom from which the molecule of value is then constructed. And we've been at this now for 8 years, trying to build a kind of wider acceptance of this idea that product information markets are the fundamental atomic unit of managing risk on the blockchain. And that was really quite difficult. It was kind of pushing string for many, many, many years. But now that everybody accepts that the American markets are going to open up and we're going to be off to the races in a big way quite soon, suddenly what we're seeing is really large corporates, like multi-billion dollar corporates coming to us and saying, okay, right, so we've been waiting for this to happen for years. We're finally ready to start tokenizing some of our assets so we could fundraise off this stuff. Let's go. And that is just great. I can't tell you how happy we are with the clients that we have right now, because it is just, it's all the stuff that we were set up to do. It's all of the places where the heavyweight theory base really, really, really works. And yeah, we're just really happy right now. It's really good. And as I always say when I'm on these calls, if anybody has real world assets that they want help tokenizing, we're really not here to do deal origination. We're kind of set up as a service for people that want to run real world asset companies and do deal origination, but they need middle office and back office support mechanisms. Just bring us your deals, partner up. We'll just sit here grinding the magic handle, and you can make the magic happen with your client base. We are really, really geared up to be in supporting other businesses. We do deal origination when we have to, but we would much rather be working for other people. So yeah, that's the deep economic theory, product information markets.